My quilt, called Ruler Work Sampler, uses my rulers that I have created and designed with Quilter's Rule. And I designed a set called Circle Wedges, and it uses 6-inch, 7-inch, 8-inch, 9-inch, and 10-inch circle wedges. So you can create full circles or partial circles, arcs, and they work really great on the home sewing machine, but also can be used on long arms. And I do all of my quilting on the home machine, so I wanted rulers that would fit easily in the arm of the machine was my goal, whereas a lot of the circles used are full circles, so when you get into the bigger circles, they don't work as well on the arm of the machine, and they kind of tilt a little bit. So the circle wedges have worked great, and I wanted to sort of showcase them on this small quilt. I also have a second ruler that is a straight line ruler with a 3-inch half circle at the top of it. So when you look more closely at this quilt, there's the pumpkin seed design, which creates 3-inch circles that when they're next to each other, you've got these great places to do stipple quilting. And then the circle wedges create these sort of flower shapes that let me also incorporate another favorite of mine, which is feathers. And you can see there's feathers within these circle kind of flower shapes, and then use a lot of heavy stippling to make the quilting be showcased in it. And it's been fun to work with these rulers, and and this quilt is a whole cloth style quilt, but I've been able to incorporate them into my pieced and applique quilts also. So I love I just love the look of this quilt and the texture that you can create in quilting. So one of the things that is commonly asked to me, I'll teach a class and I usually have the designs already on the fabric, so it's easier in class to teach. And so the most common thing that's asked is, well, how do I recreate that at home on my own quilts? And when you use rulers, the notion is that I won't have to mark because I'm using the edge of the ruler and I don't need any marking. But in fact, you're going to, even if you don't mark as much as perhaps I would mark on the class quilts, you have to have planning and you have to have some sort of idea of where you're going to place the ruler. So on a pieced quilt, sometimes you use your piecing as your guidelines, but on a whole cloth quilt, you have to have a design ahead of time. And I have always done my designing using graph paper and all of the normal kind of tools that designers use, compasses and all of that kind of thing, circle templates. But I do usually in a design like this where it's a little more complex, I do draw it out first, and then I would use a light box to put my fabric on top of it and then trace the design. Maybe not everything on the design, but at least enough so that I know exactly where to place those rulers. And so you can use it in how detailed you want or how simple you might want in your quilt project.
The joy of beautiful results. Next generation Bernina Stitch Precision 2 technology makes your sewing, quilting, and embroidery experience quieter and more precise. With superior stitch quality and embroidery speed that's up to 33% higher,